Hello, hello, we are live. Hello, my name is Frank Kramer. I'm the founder of Eat Like a Vegan Chef, and welcome to Cooking with Chef Frank. Today, I'm going to explain to you how to cook with an Instant Pot. I just go over the basic features, explain how to work with this. I actually have the Instant Pot Duo Crisp. So with this one, you can do quite a lot of features, but I will go into this a little later. Beside that, I would like to talk about how to prevent yourself from getting flus and colds and what to eat and how to protect yourself. So before we get to that, let me say hello. Oh, hi Brooke. Hi Mary. Hi Ellen. Hi Stacy. Hi Devonda. Hi Sam. Thank you for joining. That's a good question. That's a good question, Brooke. She's asking, I've always wondered what an Instant Pot is. I assumed it was for meat stuff. No, it's not really only for meat. It's for everything. Hi Sue. Hi Vicky. Hi Regina. Yes. So, but I have a few other announcements to make. One is actually my shop is open, which means I have finally created a shop with t-shirts, mugs, bags, towels, and whatsoever with Eat Like a Vegan Chef logo on it. I've been asked so many times to offer this, and finally I have created it. You can go to my website, eatlikeaveganchef.com. It's right on top. It says shop, and you will find all the merchandise there. And I'd like to say thank you so much for your support. You all have been very, very supportive to me, and I'm very, very grateful. Okay. Hi, I think this is Devonda. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Candy. Welcome to Cooking with Chef Frank. Okay, so again, I am going to explain to you how the Instant Pot works, just the basic features, just to go over the questions you might have, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll talk about how to keep yourself healthy and stay away from the flu. Good. Okay. Okay, great. So let's start with this. So this here, what I have is the Instant Pot Duo Crisp, and I'm just by the way, I'm explaining this to most members have actually requested that I explain the Instant Pot. I'm not getting paid for that or anything. This is just from me to you. This is, this is not a promotion or anything, by no means. So if you have any questions, just put them in a comment box and I'll be happy to answer them. That said, I'm not a super pro when it comes to Instant Pot. I have this thing maybe a few months now. I have cooked with this quite a few times, but I'm not a 100% pro. I just want to say this, from the get-go, because there are probably other people who are much, much better, well-versed than me. But I love this thing. It's just very convenient. It's great to use. It's fast. It's easy to clean. It's pretty cool. Okay, great. Good. So let's start with most people use the Instant Pot to pressure cook. And I know that there are quite a few different Instant Pots out there. So let's say, you know, I think this is the latest one, I'm not sure, but the older ones, they have the manual feature, and the manual feature is the same as pressure cook. So if I say I'm clicking pressure cook, the same button is on other Instant Pots, it's the manual button, okay? So what I do, first of all, let me explain to you how all this works here. This is the pressure valve, and this is different from the older Instant Pots. This is completely automated. It releases the valve slowly. You can, if you want, you can release the pressure right here, but compared to the other Instant Pots, you have the feature between vent and seal. You don't need this anymore here. So this is all automatic. Good. So many of you said, pressure cooking takes too much time until the whole pot heats up and pressures. So one way to avoid this is this pot here. If this is hot, your pressure cook is gonna work way faster. So before you even start cooking, you want to make sure that this one is in here. Do never put food in here. It happened before many times. So make sure this thing is in here. Otherwise, your Instant Pot is probably history. Okay, so if you want your pressure cook really fast, if you want to get up and going really fast, put it on saute just a few minutes. So this will heat up the entire pot, and it makes the pressure cook process so much faster. Once you do that, you put all the ingredients in, and once you hear your food is getting hot in here, just turn it off. Put a cup of water in, depending on how much food you have in here. To be honest, I would never put fresh vegetables, frozen vegetables, I would put in here to steam. But I would cook rice. For instance, brown rice is perfect. 2 cups of rice, for instance, and 2.5 cups of water or broth. And then you can put all your vegetables you would like to have, like onions, carrots, garlic, celery, whatever you would like to put in here. And cover it. Do it. It makes a noise. Turn it to the right, and then you press your pressure cook. And for brown rice, it's usually around 20 to 22 minutes. So you put it. I have nothing in here, so that's why I'm not going to put it in. Pressure cook, and then you set the. Actually, I usually cook on low. I know that most people cook on high. I prefer to cook on low because it's easier on the food, even though it's been pressure cooked. So adjust the minutes to 22 minutes, and then you press start. That's it. Very simple. There's and forget to turn it off. So that's it. The pressure cooking process is really simple. And so, for instance, you could do your pasta in here too. Just add your pasta, cover it with water, and 6 minutes, and it should be good. Okay. Let's see if there's any questions. Candy just got her Instant Pot. That's great. Excellent. If you use the rice feature, will it be the same amount of time as pressure cook? The rice feature. I don't think I have the rice feature here. So I think this is the latest one, and I don't have the rice feature. I think it's the same as the pressure cook. I'm not sure, but I believe it is. Yeah, I think it is. So I would suggest it's the same. Absolutely. Brooke is saying, why would you choose to pressure cook over regular stovetop? Um, that is a fantastic question. First of all, pressure cooking is usually a lot faster. But again, it is not faster if you don't heat this thing up. Usually, if you do the pressure cook, it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes until the pressure has really built up in here. So by that time, white rice you would have cooked on a stovetop. So that's a good question. But for instance, brown rice, what takes 45 minutes on the stove, takes only 20 minutes here or 22 minutes. So from that point of view, it's much better. It's much faster. But again, if you heat this up first, if you heat this bowl, and the water you use with the rice, either you heat it up in a microwave or whatever, and add it to this, it's going to be much faster. Good. That was a great question. Okay. And then once the pressure cook is finished, you have the choice of letting the steam come out, or it will do it on its own. With the Duo Crisp, it does it on its own. It will release the steam slowly after time. But if you want, you could release it right here. You click this button, sorry, and it's going to release it right away. You just have to be careful. There's a lot of pressure there. I'm going to cook something in a minute in here, and a pressure cook, so you can see how it works. What else? Once it's finished, it goes automatically into the warming phase, meaning you will see an L here, and then it counts up, meaning that's the time your Instant Pot is ready and your food is ready. So sometimes you turn this thing on, you go shopping, you come back, and this thing is on L20. That means it's been warming since 20 minutes, or the food has been cooked since 20 minutes. So from that point of view, it's nice. It keeps it warm, and your dinner's ready. And you can make a lot of other things here, not just rice or whatever. You can do great soups in here, like I mean, the sky's the limit from green pea soups. I actually going to cook a yellow pea soup in here in a few minutes, but you can cook anything in here. What you can cook in one pot. So, for instance, slow cook. I love to slow cook in here because slow cooking process keeps most of the nutrients in here, whereas the pressure cooking kills a lot of nutrients. So if I'm in a rush, yes, I use the pressure cook. But if I'm not in a rush, I always prefer slow cook. So for instance, if I do my whatever soup it is, black bean soup or green pea soup from raw peas, I'm going to do it for 3 to 4 hours on slow cook on high, and after 4 hours it's good. The only thing is, what I would recommend is any soup you cook, anything you cook in here, after slow cook, I would turn it to saute and just let it bubble up, let it boil for 3-4 minutes or 5 minutes. Stir it, because especially with beans, they're not going to be heated up to a point where the lectins in there are being all neutralized, because that's very important. You want to make sure that, especially when you cook with beans, kidney beans and white beans, black beans with raw beans, very, very important that after you finish slow cooking it, boil it for a few minutes. Not only is it a safety feature, but it also brings the soup together. It's brings the soup, so to speak, makes it a little creamier. Don't forget to stir, and that's it. Then your soup or stew, whatever it is finished. Let's see if there's any questions. Yes. Would you ever cook beets in there? As I think they take a long time. Absolutely. Yeah, you can even steam your beet. I mean, steam. Yes, you can steam in here, or you can pressure cook. I prefer to steam them in here, and we have an insert which I didn't bring with me. So the insert actually here, there are two layers in here, and you can put your vegetables in there. For instance, the beets. It's perfect in steam. They probably take an hour, but it's a perfect feature. So you don't have to use a pot with water where your nutrients leach out. This is perfect. Good question. Okay, I made the recipe with the sweet potatoes, 3-bean chili, and did slow cooker, but it did not cook for 3 hours. Wondering if I did something wrong. No, it all depends how many minutes or how many hours you set it for. You can cook beans in an hour or hour and a half. That's entirely up to you. The slower you cook, the longer you cook it, usually the more flavor you get into your food. So from that point of view, it's really up to you how fast or slow you want to cook it. You know, there are slow cookers which cook their food for 6 to 8 hours, and in the end, it's brilliant. It tastes great. So it's the same with this here, but I find that 4 hours is plenty. Okay, is slow cook the same as if you did it in a crock pot or something different? Yeah, it's the same, in my opinion. And Tiffany's asking, what are your pressure cook settings for brown rice? I can't seem to get it right. Okay, so brown rice, I set it for 21 to 22 minutes. 2 cups of rice, 2.5 cups water or broth, and I add a little bit of onions, carrots, celery to it, finely chopped, my seasonings, my herbs, parsley, whatever you want to put in there, and that's it. And I'm pressure cook it, and it comes out beautiful. Again, with how much water? Yes, yeah. So it's 2 cups, and 2 cups of rice, 2.5 cups of water. Remember, with the pressure cook, you need less water because the water doesn't really escape from here. So it will be all absorbed by the rice. When you cook rice on a stove top, you need more water because the water evaporates. So it's very different. You cannot compare the two things, you know, stovetop and pressure cook, two very different things. When you cook white rice, that's very different too. You cannot compare brown rice with white rice. White rice takes 15 minutes on the stove. It takes 6 minutes, I believe, in here in a pressure cook, and you need, I think you only need 2 cups of water for 2 cups of rice. So, you know, I think, you know, once you have the Instant Pot, you just got to work it. You just got to use it and see what you can do with this. And, you know, very often it's trial and error. But again, that's why I'm trying to tell you, you know, just some basic recipes. But even for me, you know, I go by trial and error. I do things and I see how it works, and then next time I fix it. But this thing is all about, it has so many features here. It's amazing, but it works. Okay, Candy said, I have a Fager from before Instant Pot. I love it. Okay, I'm not familiar with this. See if I missed any questions here. No. Okay, good. Okay, so this thing is also, you can use it as a, just like a stovetop, for instance. If you don't want to dirty up your stove, you can use this to saute anything you like. You put it to saute, you have a slow and a high. The slow is really very, very low, and it doesn't do much to your food. The high feature, you have to watch it, you have to steer it, it's hot, just like on high. And you can, for me, when I cook my soups, for instance, whether I do slow cook or pressure cook, I saute them first. And actually, you know what? Let's start with this. So I'm going to put it to saute, and the time doesn't really matter because so on this one you have to click twice in order to make it high. So you click it once, it's on low, twice, it's on high, and then if you don't press start right away, it's going to come off. Again, second time, and start. Now it's on. So this feature I really like because it's great. When I do my soups, I like to saute my onions and garlic first, so I get some flavor into the soup. Because when you pressure cook, you put all ingredients in and you pressure cook, you have a very bland vegetable flavor in there. But when you saute the onions and the garlic, you get this caramelizing flavor from the onions and the garlic, which benefits the soup later on, or the stew. So I'm going to add my onions. And you will see in a few minutes it's going to start sizzling. Okay. Hi, Catherine. Hi, grass-fed cook. Okay, good. Well, again, for anyone who just joined, I'm just trying to explain the basic features of an Instant Pot. Just so I know we have a lot of members who just got an Instant Pot, and even though most Instant Pots, they're similar, but the older ones, they don't have the pressure cook, they have a manual button. The manual is the same as the pressure cook. So with this one, you can also bake, you can broil, you can roast, and you can air fry. I'll go into air fry. Air fry is really cool. I air fry anything from sweet potato fries to cauliflower. Excellent, cauliflower is great. To falafel, it's really cool. This is the air fryer. Is pretty cool, and it comes all together. It's an instant. It's called the Instant Pot Duo Fry. No, called Instant Pot Duo Crisp. Okay, so my onion's starting to sizzle. I don't know if you can hear it. So just want to make sure that they caramelize slightly, so I get some flavor in here. Add a little water to it. And you know, I don't cook with oil, so that's why I add the water to it. Okay, that's the beauty with this thing. You can saute anything you like. Get your flavor in early, and then add all the other ingredients, and then you put it to either pressure cook or slow cook. In this case, you have your flavor in the soup. Yeah, Ellen, I'm just making a simple yellow pea soup. Very simple. just so to show you how the pressure cook works. And you can broil with this Instant Pot. Obviously, you do it with the air fryer. You set this, it goes to 400 degrees, and you only set the time. That's it. Bake, you could bake a cake, bake a bread in here. You could sous vide. Sous vide is really the preferred method for very fine restaurants. It's usually not used in household, but you could. You know, it's especially good with fish and steak and chicken. But since we don't cook this, you can do your vegetables too, like corn. You can sous vide. Basically, it's just you have a bag, a plastic bag, where you put your, let's say, your corn in, and you tie it tight, and you add some water in here. You put the bag in. You gotta make sure it doesn't swim on top, that it goes down, and you put a glass lid on it if you can, like this one here. It fits perfect. And then you set it to sous vide, and there are different temperatures you can choose. You choose the right for you, and it usually takes anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. It depends on your feature, but the food tastes to die for. Obviously, you have to put seasonings in there. You put your herbs in there. You put everything you would put in what you would season your steak or your vegetables with, and it comes out great. Maybe a little bit of white wine in there. That's perfect. Okay, so now it's time to add my celery and carrots. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's caramelizing. I don't want to burn it. I just want to get a little caramelization in here. Okay. Ellen said she's making it now. That's great. Yes, I put carrots and celery. Okay, good. So what else? You can dehydrate in here, which is pretty cool. You can make your own banana chips, zucchini chips. You can do. It's not sun-dried tomato, but it's not roasted, but it's dehydrated tomatoes. So you could literally dehydrate anything you like. It doesn't matter, from kale to, and you can dehydrate anything. And you can dehydrate apples, for instance, bananas, peaches. The sky's the limit. So that's pretty cool. But just keep in mind that the dehydration process takes anywhere from, I would say, 3 to 8 hours, depending how high the setting is. It takes a while. So today I'm cooking with pink lentils. These are the very, very small ones. And they cook in no time. No time whatsoever. Put them in. I'm going to add a little bit of cumin, a little bit of turmeric, maybe a quarter teaspoon, cumin, just a little curry. little bit of salt. Okay, needs water. So now I'm going to add 2 cups of water. I think I probably need a little bit more water. So I'm going to let it start to boil. And once it starts to boil, I'm going to turn it to pressure cook. Okay. Oh, that's so nice, Stacy. You placed an order. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I used 1 cup of lentils, Candy. Yes, 1 cup. Yeah. And probably 2.5 cups of water or broth. Wow, that's so cool, Stacy. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Please keep me updated if all the merchandise is good. Did you use 1 cup? Yeah. Pressure cook, high or low? I'm going to pressure cook on low. I don't like to do it high. And it's gonna go quick. And I'm only gonna cook it probably for 4 minutes. I think that should be enough. Okay, good. So I'm just gonna wait until it starts to boil, and that's it. It's almost there. Okay, so I mean these are all the features I use with the Instant Pot. I haven't used much or haven't used it for anything else. But if you have any suggestions, just put them in the comments, and I'd be happy to cook it. You can also delay your cooking process here. Meaning, if you, let's say, you put all your vegetables in here, and you want the food ready for tonight, and the food takes maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, then you set it for 3 hours before you come home, and your food is ready. So that, from that point of view, it's pretty cool. Stacy saying, can't order shirts yet. Losing weight too fast. We'll wait for that. Wow, that's good. That's good. That's good, you're losing weight. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So, any other questions? Then I think that's what I use my Instant Pot for. I know a pretty neat feature is, or let's say, neat feature is, you can actually put this thing in here, and you keep it there. But just remember, you cannot tilt it, or you're gonna break this thing off. This is just to rest. Can you see that? Yeah. The lid on here, which is pretty neat. Okay, my soup is boiling. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna put the lid on. Press pressure cook, low. Put it to 4 minutes and start. That's it. So since our pressure cook is warm, it should take much less time to start the pressure cook. If you put everything cold in here, it's going to take you anywhere from 10 to 15. If it's frozen food, sometimes 20 minutes until the pressure has really built up. But since everything is warm in here, it should be cooking in probably in 5 minutes or so. Okay. Can you at some point cook carrot hot dogs and carrot bacon? Oh boy. Carrot hot dogs, carrot bacon. Okay. I guess you have to train me on those because I prefer my food to be whole, and I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe you let me know. That's why I'd like my food, maybe it's boring, but I don't want to be reminded to bacon or hot dogs or anything. Then this is I'm trying to stay with the whole food theme. Yes, sometimes it might be boring, but no, you see, it starts already. That was fast. But I understand. Sometimes we want something to make it a little more interesting, to make things, get to make things a little more interesting. I understand. Totally understand. Okay, Liana's saying, when dehydrating, is it on high or low? For how long? Let's say for okra. But why would you dehydrate okra? Okay. I would, you know what, that you really have to, practice on. I cannot tell you that. I would go with high, and then maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. The thing is, I think it's going to stop every hour and so you can take a look how far you are with your process. Okay, let's see what else we have here. How long would you cook a baked potato? So an hour. An hour, definitely. Yeah, we're talking about baked. No, it's not pressure cooked. It's not air fried. It's baked. So I would do it an hour. 2 of the members of this group talked about carrot hot dogs and bacon. Okay. Tiffany saying he's the chef. He is not into carrot hot dogs and bacon. Here's the link for carrot hot dogs. Thank you. I will try it out. Okay. I snack on dry okra. This is very interesting, Liana. Good. Excellent. And it's so healthy. I have been doing okra in the air fryer, if you have one. It almost dries them, and inside feel like couscous. Became a snack for me. That is cool. Really nice. Fantastic. Good idea. Fantastic. Okay, good. Okay. Yes, 1 hour for the Instant Pot for baked potato. But for baked, you click bake or roast. Okay, very important. Not the pressure cook. Pressure cook is gonna disintegrate. I love the air fryer for veggies, Anjana is saying. Absolutely. It's you can do asparagus is great, for instance, makes it nice and crisp. Potatoes, it works fantastic. Good. Okay, so I just wanted to, while this is almost done, I wanted to touch base on how to keep yourself healthy. And I read an article or a research article the other day, and it said that, you see, it's finished. Let's see if it's done. And it was talking about how to keep yourself protected from flus, especially COVID. You know, obviously nothing keeps you safe from COVID. That's absolutely. But what the study was talking about, they did a research on 200 people who got sick from COVID, and the ones which were hit the hardest had the lowest vitamin D levels. So from that point of view, I think it's very important to make sure that your vitamin D levels are up to par. And one of the reasons is that people don't go out anymore and don't get enough sun. You know, when you go out in the sun, you get more, you produce more vitamin D. But I think taking a supplement is a good thing. And maybe 1,000 milligram, you know, you might have to check with your doctor how much you should take. Once your doctor determines what your vitamin D levels are, you can determine how much you should take. But so that's what the study says, that the people who had sufficient vitamin D either prolonged or had very mild symptoms. So I think from that point of view, it's very important. And of course, stick with a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. Lots of veggies, lots of vegetables, not much processed foods, and avoid the super ingredients, and you should be good. Okay, Debbie, what's wrong? You put an angry face. Can I help you? That's strange. Okay, let me know if I can be of any help. Okay. Let me take a look. You see, now it says L, 2 minutes. So it says it's finished since 2 minutes, and it's warming already for 2 minutes. And you cannot open it. It's locked right now because this thing is full of pressure. What you could wait until the pressure goes away, or I'm going to press this little, oh, you gotta be careful, this little button here, and it releases. Okay. And you can tell there's not much pressure in there because I cooked it on low. So always stay away from here because you could literally burn yourself really, really bad. Now it's okay. Okay. They're done. They're finished. I don't know if you can see this. You know what? I'll get a spoon. I don't know if you can tell. So I would like to add a little bit more water to it because it's a little too thick for me. And now I'm gonna turn it off, and I'll click the saute feature on high and press start because I'd like to boil it one more time just to bring it all together. And I'm gonna taste it if it's good. And just let it boil for maybe 2-3 minutes, and that's it. Soup is done. Okay, Candy is saying, I don't have an air fryer. Does it add calories? I wonder due to the work. Oh, no, no, no. It's an air fryer. You don't use oil. That's the beauty with an air fryer. There's no fat or oil involved in here. Absolutely not. So you just you marinate your food, whatever you have, and you put it in here and you air fry it. You just have to turn it every 3, 4, 5, or 6 minutes so it gets brown from all sides, and that's it. Going to add a little bit of chili. No. Black pepper. Okay. So let it cook for 2 more minutes, then it's done. Yes, air fried with no oil, so no added calories. No, you don't add calories. But remember, when you dehydrate food, I made this example many times before. For instance, when you dehydrate apples or plums or bananas, remember, you can eat easily 8, 9 plums, dry plums, but you would never eat 9 fresh plums. That's way too much. So remember, wherever the water is being extracted, you have more calories. So don't forget about this. So dehydrating food makes it more pleasure to eat because it's sweeter. The sugar is concentrated in there, and the water is being taken out. So you can eat more of it. That means you're adding a lot more calories to your food. So don't forget about it. Very, very important. For instance, you could do banana chips. You could easily eat 3, 4 bananas in one session, and before you even realize, wow, there was a lot of food. But you would never eat 3, 4 bananas at once. You know? So keep this in mind. Whenever you extract water, you add calories. It's not like that you add calories to the food, but you have more concentrated calories. Yeah, I like my soup a little bit more creamier. So I could let it cook until it becomes creamier, or I can put it in my blender and blend a little, maybe half of it, put it back in here, and it's going to be nice and creamy. Let me taste it. Okay. Use a little salt. Good. Can you eat more with air? Can you eat more with air fryer? No, the air fryer doesn't dehydrate, so that's fine. Whatever food you eat is fine. It makes it probably more tasty. That's for sure. Jacqueline, you're asking what am I cooking? I'm just showing you what you can do with an Instant Pot. I was explaining the features. I'm cooking a yellow pea soup, very simple. Just sauteed onions and garlic, celery and carrots. Then I add the peas, 1 cup of peas, 2 cups of water, 2.5 cups, little salt, and I added my usual ingredients, a little turmeric, curry, and cumin. And that's it. Okay, anyone have the Michelangelo Crisp Top for an 8-quart Instant Pot? Thinking of getting one. hoping to go on sale soon. Yeah, I think this is the 8 quart here. Okay, so that's enough. My soup is done. That's it. Yeah, you're right, Stacy. Stacy is saying when I air fry veggies for the week, I don't even use the wet marinade. I season with dry spices, sometimes none. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. Very simple, very easy. Um, okay. I don't have much. It's you know, I think I showed you everything I know about the Instant Pot. It's very, I use it for very simple procedures, and there's quite a lot you can do with this. If you have any ideas, any comments, questions, just put them in the comment box or message me, and I'll be happy to cook something with it. But you can do so much with this. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions, you know where to find me. For anyone who just joined, just wanted to let you know that I finally got my shop up and running on the website. I finally got some merchandise like hats and mugs and aprons with the like a vegan chef logo on it, because I had so many members asking for it. So I set it up. That's it, I guess. So let me know if you have any questions, and I think I wish you a good weekend. I'll see some of you tomorrow for group coaching, and Sunday for our batch cooking in our membership. Okay, great. Then I say thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next week, Thursday, 1 o'clock. Have a good week. Stay well, stay safe, and be good. Thank you.